Well, before Gnosis, I was kind of a shy kid, kept to myself a lot. Um, I always had this feeling that there was something wrong with me. I couldn't quite put my finger on why I felt like this. You could say it was depression, but it wasn't really depression. I wasn't down about it. I just felt it was like this intuitive feeling that there was something wrong with me, and there was also something wrong with the world. Like things weren't right, and I just could never pull my finger on that. And um, this feeling kind of drove me to search to try to find the answer to this. Why do I exist? Why do I feel this way? What's wrong? And coming from a small town, I didn't really, I was kind of sheltered. I didn't really have the resources available to me at the time to really search much. So I kind of, just put it in the back of my head and did what most kids around me were doing. But eventually my grandmother ended up getting a PC and started having internet access finally. And once I started getting on there, I quickly started filling up my days with just being on the internet and just searching for all kinds of different information regarding spirituality, religion, just anything of interest, in an attempt to get these answers that I was looking for. And I was basically just searching, saving things, printing things out, and reading everything I can get my hands on. I'd spend sometimes 8 to 12 hours a day doing this. Eventually, though, I came across some interesting articles on astral projection. And even though they were kind of very confusing in a sense, they're kind of out there a bit, I just started to be more interested in this astral projection, so I started searching that out more, and eventually it led me to the courses that the Gnostic Movement was offering at the time through a website called Mystic Web. And I signed up for those courses, and I remember the very first week I got the topic and read the lecture, the whole introduction on it, and I was just amazed at how simple the author put everything. He just explained things, in this very simple way that no other author I've ever read before that was able to. And there was, I remember the sense within me that, upon reading these things, I felt like I'd found what I was looking for the whole time. It's something I never experienced before, but, I was really grateful that, I had this information, and I felt like I could finally stop my search and kind of concentrate on this. And so, I went through the courses and read everything, and I have to admit it all kind of went to my head in the beginning. I kind of got in the habit of just being too intellectual with everything as a result of, how I spent my days back then. But eventually I started practicing more and more and started to get more and more experiences, and really started to get the real value of all this. And I especially enjoyed the self-discovery course, in which it talked about how to be aware and how to study yourself and your life and learn to wake up and see what's actually happening in life. And that's when I started to really dig in and finally get some real answers to those questions I always had about what was wrong with me, what was wrong with the world. And ever since then I've just been trying to go further and further with that knowledge. So that's my story.